The backlash against Anheuser-Busch is actually escalating. And the first thing I'm going to say is I'm actually really surprised at how serious people are taking all of this. I mean, I think it's an interesting story. I think it's kind of weird that Anheuser-Busch decided Dylan Mulvaney would be the brand ambassador during March Madness. In this promo that Dylan Mulvaney did, Dylan actually kind of insults March Madness fans by saying, like, I thought it was just a hectic month, but ooh, here we go. Well, people are really pissed. Kid Rock fires a rifle at a bunch of Bud Light, blows it up. Travis Titt says all Anheuser-Busch is done. We are hearing more of this, and now we have huge news. Clydesdale's canceled. Local Budweiser distributor cancels upcoming showings. This is from ozarksfirst.com. Springfield, Missouri. This week's scheduled Budweiser Clydesdale appearances have been canceled, according to a statement from Anheuser-Busch. Local Budweiser distributor Will Fisher Distributing decided to cancel all of the Springfield Clydesdale showings, citing safety concerns for their employees. Anheuser-Busch has recently come under some scrutiny for its partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. A popular example is Kid Rock, et cetera, et cetera. We know about this. And then we have this tweet from DC Drano with some rumors circulating as to what is currently going on. Tweeting, Scoop, Anheuser-Busch insider tells me execs are angry at release of Dylan Mulvaney can. It wasn't posted on any AB/BL social medias. It's Anheuser-Busch Bud Light social medias. And the leading theory is that a leftist manager secretly did it on their own to push trans agenda. New PR statement expected and possible lawsuit. This is getting pretty crazy. So I'll be completely honest. I did a brief segment yesterday being like, okay, well, here we go. I didn't really think too much about it. And the video has skyrocketed. It's like 500,000+ views. I did an update this morning when Travis Tritt announced that he was getting rid of all Anheuser-Busch products. And then I tweeted, if you want to ban them or boycott them, you got to boycott these. Thousands of retweets. What I'm expressing here is I am genuinely surprised at the motivation right now from people on the right to say no to this. And it is creating a firestorm among many people. Now, following this, we have a video circulating, Matt Walsh tweeted out, of Jack Daniels doing a drag queen commercial. Now, of course, as I stated earlier, I don't care, right? There's a big difference in what I see as Dylan Mulvaney targeting children and being a product of algorithmic manipulation, and then Jack Daniels trying to sell booze to drag queens. I really don't care. Don't target kids with this stuff. But herein lies the weirdest thing. Do these liquor companies think this is their core audience? And do they not realize the hyperpolarization that is currently occurring? Now, I have this tweet from Matt Walsh in a response from Rams Paul. And I think this is really important to understand the context of what's happening right now and what may happen. First, in this tweet from Matt Walsh, he says, here we have Fox News once again respecting the, quote, preferred pronouns of a person they correctly identify as male. This is the most powerful conservative media outlet cooperating with and promoting radical far-left gender ideology. They've been doing this for years, of course. We then have this screenshot that says, trans woman and new Bud Light partner Dylan Mulvaney now paid by Nike to model sports bras. Mulvaney recently generated controversy after being made a Bud Light spokesperson, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can see in it, less than a week after biological male and trans woman Dylan Mulvaney generated controversy, she now has a paid partnership with Nike that has her modeling its sports bras on social media. I don't care what Dylan Mulvaney does. I don't care about Dylan Mulvaney. And it's funny because the left tries to do this thing where they're like, you're just so obsessed with this person. Dude, I would love it if I never had to bring up this person again. However, Dylan Mulvaney has 11 million followers. It's like, come on. This is a person who is deeply influential. Then you get conservatives saying, stop talking about this person because all you're doing is making him more famous. And it's like, bro, I actually ignored the Bud Light story for like 2 days. And then because it was bubbling up to this degree, decided to address it. I think the issue is this. Corporations have decided this person is famous and should start promoting their brands. And it is because we did not speak up and call it out that so many brands signed on to sponsor a histrionic, narcissistic sociopath like Dylan Mulvaney. I mean, I look, of all the people that could get sponsorships, ain't nobody batted an eye at RuPaul's Drag Race doing these Jack Daniels things until this. And this is the straw that broke the camel's back. People are saying, you know what? I'm done with this. Now you got Matt Walsh being like, why is Fox News using the preferred pronouns of this biological male? They're supposed to be conservative. Well, we have this from Ramsey Paul? He says, social justice warriors adopt an extreme position. Conservatives oppose it. SJWs adopt an even more extreme position. Conservatives embrace the original extreme position and now fight against the new position. This continues forever. Yeah, I'd say so. That seems to be what it is. That the right is, Republicans are Democrats that drive the speed limit. Fox News doesn't want to deal with backlash. Fox News has run pro-transgender children segments on their network. Why do any of you watch it? That's the weirdest thing to me. Like, you can complain about me for being like a moderate centrist type or whatever, but I will come out and outright be like, children shouldn't get sex changes. Fox News actually ran a segment promoting child sex change operations. And y'all watch it. Whatever, dude. Tucker Carlson is great. I like Tucker. But he is on a network that is promoting all of this stuff. I don't understand why you guys are watching it. You don't got to watch me. Spread the word. Go watch Steven Crowder. Just do that. Crowder should be, actually, I think Crowder does get more views than Tucker Carlson. That's kind of crazy if you think about it. Tucker is getting viewership over the age of 62. But Tucker Carlson's key demographic viewership is comparable to Timcast IRL. Steven Crowder, on the other hand, he's getting millions of views, and it's mostly key demo and leaning a bit older. So spread the word. I'm going to say it again because I said it this morning, and I think it bears repeating in this context. What we're seeing now is Anheuser-Busch actually being forced to take actions, canceling an event because people have said enough. Now they play this game where they're like citing safety concerns for our employees. No, it's because everyone is mad at you and you are trying to twist this one. This is why I'm saying y'all need to double, triple, quadruple down, boycott anything associated with Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, or anything they sponsor. Let's make it tenfold more powerful. How about, instead of just boycotting Anheuser-Busch products, anyone who is sponsored by them, you also call and complain. So here's what happens. You can contact this event or whatever. I'm saying hypothetically, people are contacting this event saying, I do not appreciate what you are doing, Budweiser. And so they say, okay, we got to cancel this event. But let's say there's like a bowling match or a baseball game or, whatever, sponsored by Budweiser. You call up the company putting it on and say, because of the sponsorship you've received, we will not attend. Let's say there's a show. I'll put it this way. If I was putting on an event and we had a sponsor that was like, chicken brand chicken eggs, and the company did something egregious, and then people contacted me and said, we will not come to your event unless you remove that sponsor. First, on principle, I'd probably remove the sponsor anyway. But as a business, the decision that has to be made is this. The sponsor is providing me with 2% of the overall revenue. The viewer who attends and pays a ticket price is 80%. Who do you favor as a business? Now, I'll be honest. If it were me and I had a sponsor that was like some company I believed in and liked, and then someone came and said, I'm going to cancel because you have this company, I'd say, bye-bye. I'm not playing that game. I don't do that. To be fair, though, if the company did some weird woke garbage, I'd be the first one. I'd be like, we have cut them from the programming. But convictions and principles don't apply for the most part to the average corporation that doesn't know any of this stuff and doesn't care. Which means if there is a rock performance by a band and they start getting inundated with cancellations because they got a big Budweiser banner or they're sponsored by it's the Budweiser tour, they will come out in 2 seconds and be like, guys, dude, we are not on board with this. We are dropping Budweiser. Because most of these people have no principles and they will just say, where's the money coming from? If you start boycotting anything associated with Budweiser, anything they've sponsored, Budweiser will apologize. And if these rumors are true from DC Drano, they are nearing the point where they may do it. For the time being, it seems privately they may be saying, we didn't know about this. DC Drano is saying new PR statement is expected. This means they may come out and say, we are sorry about this. We didn't realize and we won't do it again. But you've got to crank it up a notch. I personally will not be satisfied unless Anheuser-Busch issues a statement saying, we denounce what Dylan Mulvaney represents. The targeting of children, it is not what we are on board with. Beer should not be marketed to young people by this person, and we apologize for that. They can crank it up a notch even further and say the ideology that has driven Dylan Mulvaney to do these things, the algorithmic manipulation, we hereby reject and we apologize. Depends on the degree to which they are feeling the burn. Based on the viewership I'm seeing, I'm scared. I'm like, dude, whoa. Yo, in 12 hours, I got 600,000 views on one video being like, hey, look, it's Kid Rock. He's shooting up a bunch of Bud Light, and people were real pissed off at Bud Light. So if I'm seeing this, Bud Light must be reeling from it. Good job. Boycott all of it. I'll tell you this. If Bud Light comes out and apologizes, the first thing I will do, if Anheuser-Busch comes out and apologizes and says, this was a mistake and we'll never do it again, the first thing I will do is I will go out and I will buy a whole bunch of Anheuser-Busch products, and I will make a video with me and all my friends cheersing and saying, thank you, Anheuser-Busch. Because I believe you have to give positive reinforcement. If Anheuser-Busch knows that no matter what they do, you will never buy their product again, they'll say, all right, well, we made our bed. We're going to go lie in it. But if they know that if they apologize for this and fire Dylan Mulvaney and say never again, if they know that we will all go out and buy tenfold Anheuser-Busch products, they'll do it. And that's called a culture war victory. So I eagerly await your apology, Budweiser, and the termination of your arrangement with Dylan Mulvaney. And if you do that, I am going to go right down to the liquor store, and I am going to buy as much of your product as possible. Because I want to make sure that my votes, my dollars are votes for things I agree with. And if Anheuser-Busch says we're sorry, it'll never happen again, and we're firing Mulvaney, then they deserve to be rewarded for doing the right thing. We'll see. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Stick around and I'll see you all shortly.